So this software is a do-it-yourself version of the recommendation engines found on the likes of Netflix, Google, and Amazon. The way these recommendation engines work is that when you're searching for something, say a movie or a product or a simple search, these engines give you recommendations based on your search patterns, search preferences, and that helps a lot in aiding up what you're looking for. For example, say we are looking for something on Google. So I have the Google search bar right here, and say I do a search for GitHub. So what I get is four different recommendations, and these recommendations, they are basically based on the kind of things I look for and the kind of things that are usually associated with the word GitHub. So I'm being recommended by Google if I want to know about GitHub login, GitHub download, or I'm looking for a GitHub tutorial. So what is happening is that we have this web user interface where the user enters its data, and this data then goes to a recommendation engine running behind the scenes, and it is the recommendation engine that does all the decision on what kind of recommendations to give to a user. So this software basically represents that behind the scenes recommendation engine. It consists of a database, and this database consists of a ton and ton of entries, and since this recommendation engine is based on movies, it tells you it recommends movies for use. The database contains a ton of different movies and a ton of different features for each movies. These features include the directors and producers who produced the movie, the year of production, the genre of the movie, the rating of that movie, etc., etc. So the way this software has been implemented is such that we have a database where we have all the different ratings related data located, and we have multiple classes that deal with that database, that extract different information from that database and make it available for other classes. This entire project has been broken down into object-oriented design, and what we can see here on the screen are all the classes that exist in this object, in this software. These arrows, we have two types of arrows, and these arrows represent the relationships between the different classes. So a simple arrow with this thin head basically represents the relationship of being used. That is, the first ratings class is being used by the second ratings class. And then the other arrow, the one with the head of a shark fin, basically represents interfaces. So this filter class is an interface class, and the minutes filter, the class from which the arrow is being sourced, implements this filter class, and so does true filter, year filter, all filters, etc. So what we have is a set of classes that deal with the database, and then another set of classes that deal with implementing the logic for the recommendation engine. And these classes exist in a hierarchical structure where classes low in the hierarchy are less sophisticated as compared to the ones higher up in the hierarchy. But the classes higher in the hierarchy feed on the data produced by the ones lower in the hierarchy. The main class for this project is Movie Runner Similar Ratings, and this has already been loaded on my system. And this class exports 7 different functions, and these 7 functions are basically the kind of tasks you require from a recommendation engine. So these 7 functions can be identified on this dialog by the closing parentheses, and the kind of features they offer are basically related to, say, the ratings of movies that have been rated by, say, a given number of raters, or the rating of movies that have been produced by a given director, or the rating of movies that have a specific duration and came out in a specific year. So moving on to a demo of this software, say we are interested in the rating of movies that have been rated by a specific number of raters. So this is the output we get. So to run off some basic stats, the database contains a total of 1048 raters, and there are a total of 3143 movies in the database. And coming to this specific query, we are basically interested in the ratings of movies and the movie names of movies that have been rated by 35 raters. So these come out to be 29 movies, and this is their list. These are the movie titles and these are the movie ratings. So Elysium has a rating of 6.54, and Interstellar happens to be the highest rated movie in this category with a rating of 8.81. Now say we are interested in movie ratings of movies that came after a specific year. Say in this case, we are interested in movies that were produced after year 2000. So this database apparently has makes a huge skip from 2000 and goes directly up to 2011 and starts listing movies from there. So this is the list of movies we have after 2000. The Purge has a rating of 5.91 and it came in 2013. And say Interstellar again came in 2014 and had a rating of 8.81. Say we are interested in movies by directors. The directors we are interested in include Clint Eastwood, Hitchcock, Pollock, Oliver Stone, and this is the list we get. These are the movie ratings, movie names, and their directors. So Star Trek has a very huge rating. Mission Impossible is so far unrated in our database. So is Blood Work, which was made by Clint Eastwood, and in The Interpreter as well. Say we are interested in movies by genre and duration. So we get a huge list for this, and basically the query we placed in was that we are interested in movies falling in the genre drama and having a duration between 80 and 160 minutes. So what we get as a result is movies satisfying this query. For instance, Whiplash, which was a hugely popular movie, has a huge rating of 1110.67, comes in the genre drama as well as music, and has a duration of 107 minutes. Similarly, the movie The Pianist, which was equally popular, especially in the Oscar awards, has a duration of 150 minutes. It is not rated in a database at the time. It falls in the genre drama as well as war and biography. So this was a brief overview of this software. It's a do-it-yourself version of the kind of recommendation engines we find on Netflix, Google, and Amazon. And this engine resembles the one that we find on Netflix.